You know the bad guy in this town also has no skin on his head? Really weird. I'm just a plumber. Plumber.
Yes, John, that's my plumber again. Welcome back to another episode of 1980s Now, a weekly examination of the importance of 1980s pop culture and its continued influence.
It's configured.
I was going to say
influence.
Configured. Wait, continued and
confluently configured.
It's confluence. I was going to combine continued and influence. Just make it short. I'm going to get to a point where it's just two words, and it's all of them.
Confluence.
Confluenced, continued influence today. We got a prime example of that, I think. Hey, my name's Will, and joining me, as always, are my good buddies and co-hosts, Kat and John. Hey, guys. How are you?
Hello, friends.
Hey.
And thanks to everybody thanks to everybody who's watching us live right now on YouTube, it seems only because, I don't know, Facebook may or may not be having problems. Hello, let's see, Brandon, DFG.
Perhaps Facebook
Aaron.
also felt it was unoriginal content.
All the platforms are onto us.
Like, it's the same
judgmental
people again.
Son of a gun. Son of a bitch, yeah. Hey,
we're just going to call it that.
Unlike many of our episodes where we talk about a number of different pop culture items that are, connected to our youths, we're going to talk about one in particular, and that's we just got the trailer for the long gestating. We use that phrase a lot in connection with the 1980s pop culture. Long gestating Masters of the Universe reboot. Doesn't seem like a legacy sequel. It seems like they're just starting all over again, and I think that's fine. But for all the folks, look, it's only 2 minutes long, so I figure we could watch it all together here and then start talking about it. Mm-hmm. Before that, though, and I think even more importantly, I think in our private chat, John had pointed out now we're having trailers for trailers. Just a day before the trailer that we're about to show you dropped, we got a 30-second teaser for that. And let me play it for you and get your thoughts about this even, because I think this is pretty important or relevant to our chat.
Not long ago, when times were simpler, this was a healthy breakfast. This was a powerful workout. And this was a hero. Perhaps now more than ever, we need that kind of hero again.
The first criticism I have, John, and I think you'll agree, is they said once upon a time this was a healthy breakfast, and they show a bowl of cereal.
Well, so maybe it's not a healthy breakfast anymore, but it's still breakfast.
Yes, and any meal.
And let me tell you, this is a little insider tip. On some days, it's a good dinner too.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Now, I wanted to share that with you because, again, this was shown, I think, some 24 hours before the trailer came out, so we hadn't really seen any footage. Then that just has some little glimpses there. But this marketing campaign already, for me, was sucking me in. I think it's clear that we're their audience. And they tapped into all the things that we love about our youth.
Well, yeah, I agree. Someone was paying attention and knew exactly what to do.
The trailer that dropped, they're still calling teaser trailer, like on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Although it feels more like there's a story in it, right? But
yeah. So
what we got was a teaser for the teaser trailer ahead of the trailer. Uh-huh. And all that being said, the teaser trailer with that you just played, it's like a Gen X sizzle reel. It's like, here's the leg warmers. Here's the Saturday morning cartoons. Here's the cereal. Remember all that stuff? This is not for millennials. They're not inviting. Look, you could come watch it, but they're targeting us hard.
So you're telling me that wasn't the actual, not what we just watched. I know that was a teaser for the trailer. But are you saying the longer one is still not the trailer? Oh my goodness.
So on the trailer, Will's going to show you in a minute, on YouTube, on the thumbnail, it says teaser trailer. It doesn't say trailer. And that's typically like if you come away from this, what's the story? You don't know. I mean, we know because we know He-Man, but I mean, it's clearly just showing me a bunch of images and moments. It's not like telling me what to expect in the movie, which is what you'd think from a trailer is. So yeah, it's technically, I think they're calling it a teaser trailer, which that implies there's more to come, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that trend started a few years ago. And maybe it's just so that people, you never feel settled. You're always kind of consistent with everything else we consume. We're waiting for the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And they know what and then it's going to be trailer number 1. We want you to know this is 1.
Yep.
And then final trailer. They'll finally tell you.
Final trailer. You're right. Final trailer. Yep. That's a thing.
Brandon says, I've watched the actual trailer 50 times in the past 4 days, but that retro teaser was pretty awesome too. I know, right?
Yeah.
BFG says a trailer for a trailer. Yeah. And if they were selling tractor trailers, that would be something. Ted says, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power.
I have the cereal.
Yeah.
And you know what else this behavior does to us?
Yeah.
Is it's so much harder now. If you have to exist on the internet and in social media, it's so hard to be those, I've ignored all the trailers, so the movie is going to be brand new for me. It's hard to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
Because when you're scrolling, they don't start with this summer, right? It starts with action, 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 and then says trailer in 3, 2, 1. Like you can't miss seeing stuff if you're just scrolling and they don't do it once. They do it for the teaser trailer and the teaser trailer and trailer 1, 2, 3, 5. Like you were saying, it's so hard to avoid them.
Well, they sucked Will in. They're sucking in a whole lot of other people.
They're doing it.
Yeah.
Works.
Yes.
He-Man can suck me in anytime he wants. Have you seen him?
Come with me, Will.
Whoa. He's pretty cute.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago with spoilers. Yeah, it's the same idea. You just, I don't know, whatever.
Is this a movie or a series?
It's a movie.
Coming. A movie. That's what I thought. When earlier when Will said it was a reboot of He-Man, I was like, wait a minute. Okay. So it's a movie. Just wanted to clarify. Got it.
Right. Yes. I guess you're right. I don't know that we have to use reboot. Do we use reboot if something goes from one media to another? I guess.
Well, we did have one movie once.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is not a continuation of that, certainly.
Right.
But to your point, Will, from what we have seen, again, we've not been shown any story really. It appears to be, we're going to talk more about it, but it appears to start at, he knows he's supposed to be something different, but he's been sent to Earth, which implies the beginning of the story, right? So it is, I would consider a reboot of some kind, a retelling. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at it. And if you guys want me to stop and to make a comment, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I may very well do that too. I probably will do. All right.
Like a true crime.
Yes. Right. 1984. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this trailer.
All that stuff that only exists in legends and...
All right, first of all, that colorful bird, that's a character right there, right? You know who it is, Kat?
Yep.
Is that where you're...
Okay. Yeah. I do because I just watched my first episode of He-Man about an hour ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so that's the sorceress, right?
Yeah, and you're talking about the original He-Man from 1983, not one of the more recent.
The original cartoon. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Which I saw blips of here and there as a kid, but it was not something that I watched. But it was just kind of, I don't know, it was in the background, in the zeitgeist, but I never actually sat down and watched He-Man, except for today.
And for whatever reason, I remember, wasn't that bird like it was like the balance on your beak bird? I remember having one of remember the ones that are like balanced?
I don't know.
So that you can set them on the tip of your finger with the beak. Someone had that as a toy. I don't know if it came with the action figure or not with the sorceress, but when I saw the coloration, I'm like, I remember that toy.
Yeah, this is a sorceress in her bird form, which I don't remember if she has a different name when she's a bird.
Caw!
Anyway. I didn't hear it said.
Right, she was like a parrot though, right?
Bedtime stories.
Oh, now come on. That looks good. Whoa. That is a cartoon come to life, right?
Yes.
And we're going to say this a lot probably during this trailer, but they walk a very narrow line between making it real and still feeling like the cartoon a little.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you said come to life, but it's almost not quite to life. It's still a little cartoony in its dimension, in its form. I don't know how to explain it, but I think we'll see more of it.
Yeah, I agree. Because you're right. If it went 100% like our world realistic, it would be off-putting probably or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And it's interesting to have a bridge that attaches to the opening of its, the gate there, the mouth of the skull, because in the cartoon, it's like off in the middle of nowhere, essentially.
Yes.
It's a little harder to reach.
So if that's Castle Grayskull, then the bridge is like tongue Grayskull, right? Comes right out of his mouth.
Yes. Gene Simmons.
I'll get you, He-Man.
Looks like his tongue's having some issues there. It's missing some parts.
Talking tigers, spaceships.
Oh, yeah. You could see the gray skull connected to the city in the background on that last pic.
Yep.
This must be inside of Castle.
Magic swords that can make a man.
Oh, I think this sword looks fantastic. Again, that's this exact shape of the sword from the show and the toys. So,
Yep.
am I pausing too much
As
here?
mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real.
Okay, now it seems like you were talking about he's starting all over again. So he looks like he's a little boy. He's telling us this voiceover. So he does seem to start off in Eternia. We see that statue behind him that we could see in some of the images prior. Okay. What opportunity?
His room, right?
What's that? Well, yeah.
His room? You're talking about his room? His
Okay,
bedroom?
yeah, let's talk about
go
it.
ahead.
Sure.
Yep.
That's not what I was going to say, but yes.
Okay. Oh, see, the bedroom looks like he's a huge dork.
Yes.
He's got all these toys and stuff plastered on the wall. And I don't know if it's because he's a dork it gets confusing later in the trailer. Like, wait a minute. So his legend exists in the real world because there's a statue later that's of him
Thank you
But
for
is he
right.
is he a fan of his own legend? It's hard to tell, but I'm like, what's going on in his room? This podcast is turning into the everything you missed in trailer video kind of,
Yeah.
Well, I missed looking around his room, so I'm glad we're talking about it.
Well,
Because I was kind of just looking at him.
and
I
it
gotta
does
say.
seem, look, I've got kids that are, they're 8 years apart. So we went through 2 teen years and preteen years. And neither of them had their rooms decorated to the extent that I think one of us probably had it in the 1980s or when we were kids, 70s and 80s. So that again was sort of a throwback for me, seeing all the posters and images, which, we didn't examine what those necessarily were. But so to John's point, it might be all about the mystery of his home planet. But it seemed, again, very nostalgic to me.
I just had another epiphany that only occurred to me just now is that teaser trailer was celebrating the 80s.
Yep.
But yet this looks contemporary. From what I'm seeing in the real world, it appears to be now.
I stopped on this part, the Metro Golden Mayer line, to say that shouldn't this be Cringer and or Battle Cat in here?
Missed opportunity.
Missed. So missed. You're right.
Just make the line green or something. I don't know.
That would have
I
been
wonder
a
if-
really good.
I wonder if there's like a contractual thing where you can't dick around with the logo. It looks like now Eternia is getting ravaged, right?
Yep.
Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's
Modern.
Okay. a lot
See
to
there?
unpack there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, he, him. This is nowadays. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just stepping back for a moment. You see a battle-ravaged Eternia there. And we had this voiceover asking, why'd you send me away? And I sent you away to a place that I knew they wouldn't find you. We talked about this, I could just talk about it again, that obviously that the image of the woman that we saw that was likely the one speaking is his mom, Queen Marlena.
Yep.
And we talked about this recently, and I got some more notes on it that I'll just intersperse these here while we're watching this video, I suppose. It says, as a reminder that Prince Adam's mom is from Earth.
Yes.
Right. I learned that in the second episode.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
What did they say in the second
Oh.
episode? Because I thought you only watched the one.
Okay, well, I watched one full one,
Okay.
and then I got to watch most of the second one before running up here.
Yes.
So she, the Man-at-Arms built some kind of memory machine that she and Adam were observing. And it was detailing how, I guess she was an astronaut. She was in a spaceship that had issues and she needed help. And she ended up crash landing in Eternia.
Right.
So that's all I know.
Yeah, that's pretty.
A la Planet of the Apes.
That's
Okay, yeah.
That's the gist of it. Yeah, that is the entire gist of it. She was a NASA astronaut. Her last name is Glenn, of course, probably a tribute to John Glenn.
Oh, yes.
Who was then the future senator from Ohio, and obviously an accomplished astronaut at the time of this initial production. But yeah, you're right. And later on in the series, we get to see her how they underestimate her. The bad guys underestimate her, leaving her behind, trying to capture everybody else that may actually be able to combat them, not knowing her origin. And because she was a pilot, she's able to fight and free everybody else in a second season. I think it's a second season episode. So yeah, no, you got that right.
Cool.
It seems to me it's sort of like Superman's mythology at this point. His planet is in danger, and so his parents send him as a child off to Earth.
And just to clarify, does any of this so far, just this little bit, happen in the original series?
I mean, Eternia is like constantly under siege. Grayskull's constantly under siege.
Right.
Yes, but he doesn't get sent away.
No, he's
to Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the part that I'm wondering about.
That's kind of plucked out of the other movie a little bit, right? Because the other one took place a lot in the real world. And,
Oh.
you know, Will, you paused on this frame, and I have to shout out Ted, who is in the chat, who said, it says Adam Glim, he/him, should say he/man.
Right.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be perfect?
I think
Beautiful.
that's the joke, though. I think these filmmakers laid a clever trap for folks who would be worried that this is going to be like the Barbie movie, because online people were up in arms saying the movie's gone woke already. When
Up in arms? Like man at arms?
Yes, they're man at arms.
Men at arms.
Because what? He-Man has to now look. Even the sentence I'm saying, He-Man, he's going to use his pronouns. The guy's name is pronoun. So
Yes.
I think that's the joke. So yeah,
I love that.
people missed it, but yeah,
He-Man. No, just call me person.
Ted's
I don't go by He-Man anymore.
Ted's onto it there. Yeah.
Yes. Good catch, Ted.
This obsession with nerd stuff.
Now, notice his shirt, his pink shirt is certainly, obviously, it's an homage to the shirt that he wears throughout the cartoon as Prince
Four
Adam.
things. It's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show.
Okay, right there. Right there. This is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mind cannot figure out what exists in the real world and what's legend and how anybody knows about it, because that's clearly a full-size statue of He-Man.
Right?
And ostensibly, he was sent to Earth when he's a little boy. So how is there a legend of He-Man to exist in this world in the first place? Unless it's a cartoon and the cartoon somehow manifested? I don't know.
It's so meta.
How do you make sense of the fact that there's a statue of, unless somehow this is not He-Man, that's some other mythological character that you can't tell, but what? How? Why?
I think it could be either. I think we have, and I'm struggling right now to think of a similar film, but I know we've seen a film before where the heroes exist as legends in the film as well. So even like in thinking about in Logan, in the film Logan, where it follows the Wolverine as an older person. There's X-Men comics that he's in, and he says those stories are all nonsense, you know?
Okay.
So it could be that, but I think this is going to be a goof, and maybe just as a coincidence, it looks just like it. And
Maybe it's a knockoff. It's him guy.
You guys probably recall the Toys That Made Us video, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about a book that I read just last couple of days about called The He-Man Effect. I think this is actually an homage to the original, what would you say, sculpt, or design for He-Man. Because if you see on the top of his head, he's got like two horns. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Let's see here.
Sir, you can't do that.
Yeah, there. I think this might be the original design for He-Man. But again, that doesn't solve what you're referring to, John.
Right. And wasn't there an action figure where he was like caveman He-Man? Like prehistoric He-Man? Because it seems to have like some kind of a mammoth cloak on him there. And that's, I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? But I can't reconcile how here's Prince Adam, who's been here since he was a kid. So he's never been He-Man before, but he knows this sword is his. And here's a statue that looks like him. I don't know.
I love how, look, we know he's going to become He-Man by the power of Grayskull.
Spoiler alert.
But right now he can't get a plastic sword out of a statue. And anybody who's been to a toy store knows those statues. It's not like they're, sculpted from, marble. They're plastic. They're also plastic. So.
Resin at the very least.
I got the feeling that was not a plastic sword. That was the real sword.
Oh.
Now, I could be mistaken. Like, it was there in the plastic sculpt. And they're very obviously in a super dork nerd store that I like to visit. Like, you can see all the other collectibles and maquettes and statues and behind glass there ready to sell.
Well, there again, they're tapping into our nostalgia. And I want to talk, hopefully we'll have a chance to talk about this idea, the bookends to our sort of nostalgia and how brands infiltrate or take advantage of that.
I thought this was going to be a King Arthur moment. Then
I see. Yeah.
I love how it wasn't.
He just pulls it out and boom. Store is destroyed.
Or he warps back to Eternia.
Sorry, the sword's mine.
tongue.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
So I was thinking that sword is what was going to transport him back to Eternia, but now it seems like we see in a spacecraft, it seems like Tila, because the way she's dressed and looks.
I think so.
Picks up Adam in a spacecraft. So maybe the sword just is like a homing beacon. This is where I'm at. It seems well, go ahead. I'm sorry, John.
I rewatched this little bit 2 or 3 times for a couple of reasons. And I think it's because something in it made me grin. And it was that she's like, hang on, it's going to get rough. And when it does, like, he is intrinsically down for it and enjoying it. He's not afraid. Yeah. He's clearly a hero. He's just like, yeah, this is great. And she's impressed to go, oh, he's the real deal. Like, he's not afraid. He's not worried or fearful. There's that like, oh, I recognize you, the competency in you. You're not just this kid who was sent away. You have it in you. You know, I got all that I got just from context. And because I got all that from context, that 3 seconds of this trailer is what gave me the most hope for this movie. Because I'm like,
nice.
That's acting. That's what you tell in subtext without saying, I see you are worthy. Like, you don't say all that.
Yeah.
I saw it in those moments that she was like, hang on, kid, something's going to happen. And he's like, oh, this is awesome. And she's like, oh, damn. Okay, you are the guy. Yeah. That's what I got out of that. And it was really meaningful to me.
So you mean it's not like the cartoon where everything is announced, why, it's you, beast guy, or whatever.
And then
like
the audience claps like, because it happens.
Pause.
Now, I'm guessing this is some kind of cheat in the editing, because we didn't see these other characters in the ship, and I doubt they're all together the first time he's picked up from Earth. Because in this image, it seems like, I think that first character is Roboto. I'm not positive. But then we've got Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms, Nicholas Galitzine, who's Prince Adam. And I don't have the actor's name who plays Tila down. And then Battle Cat, I'm assuming, based on the pose.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not Cringer.
Yeah, but
he's not cringing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. How is he going to change? How's he going to look different? Put on glasses like Clark Kent?
I wonder if
it's the saddle makes him look badass.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he's just always down to fight, and he just gets the armor on and the helmet. And
is that what DTF stands for? I always wonder.
Yes, down to fight. Okay. Someone told you differently.
I think I'll be a little disappointed if it's always Battle Cat. Because I love the whole Cringer. He's like, oh no, do we have to do this again?
It's interesting. What is it to be that kind of character who doesn't want to fight? He's too scared. And then by some magic is like brave.
When I saw this shot, it gave me the Blues Brothers, we're getting the band back together kind of feeling like, so like maybe they were flying around picking these folks up to then arrive at Grayskull or something. That was my thought.
So that, Eternia is getting attacked. He gets sent away to be safe. Again, this could have been edited in any order. The attack could be from the end. He was sent away to be safe earlier before Eternia was even attacked. We don't know. The skies look clear behind them. It doesn't. I don't know that the camera's going to turn around. It's going to be this desolate city. Maybe to your point, John, they're in danger, and so they're getting the band back together. Except for it seems like the story's kicked off because of what Adam does. But I guess we don't know,
Yeah.
You would think it'd be different if they were like, we're in trouble. We better get everybody back together, including the person who's the most worthy to hold the sword, who's the most powerful person in the universe.
And you know what else they might be doing to us that they did? What was the Rogue One?
Oh.
Do you remember? There were amazing scenes in Rogue One that didn't make the movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that.
So, there's some really dramatic, cool scenes. Like, wait a minute, that never happened.
I love that movie.
I wonder if any of this is just posed and composited to hype you, and it's not really exactly what happens in the movie.
Yeah, you're right.
With so much CG, they could, right?
You're right. It could just be Adam and Tila getting off the ship for that matter, and they added everybody in for now. Yeah, you're right. They've done that on a lot of film. Disney in particular, Disney films are notorious for that. And Kat, there's videos you can find online where just compare. Like, this is the trailer scene, this is the movie scene. Okay. All right. So you do see, the place is messed up. The bridge, the tongue has got a lot of, looks like dead bodies on it, and the castle.
What am I supposed to do?
Okay, so all right, that is Skeletor's ship. I don't remember the name of it, but it's called the. It's not called the Grabber. I don't think it's Grab. It's called Graboid. No, it's not that. That's from Tremors. It's called like the Cap. Some He-Man fan screaming at me right now.
I didn't know he had a ship.
Are there any He-Man fans in the chat that can scream at us?
The toy had like changeable arms where you could either have it shoot out little, like lasers, like those little pellets that later on were very dangerous, or you could put in these like grabby things, and it could fit a figure, so it could grab a figure.
Oh, and he could grab a guy. I didn't know there was a ship. I remember the toy. I didn't know it was a spaceship.
Okay, so that's Skeletor's or one of the. I think it's Skeletor's ship, but maybe it's at least one of the villains. So I'm guessing this is Skeletor's army. Maybe he's assembled.
Take the sword. You protect them.
What's interesting to me is when the sword that's. What?
I just know the guy's name is Fisto. It's ridiculous. And I always thought, what a lazy name for a guy. I mean, I thought Stinkor was bad, but then guy's got a big fist. What are we going to call him?
Yeah.
Fisto?
Yeah.
Print it. Okay. Sorry. I'm over that now.
I was trying to put together a game for us. That was going to be rapper name or He-Man character.
Oh, awesome!
But there weren't enough.
Oh,
so I've got two. I've got two for you. I'll just give you the two that weren't enough to actually have a game here.
Yeah.
All right, so here's your choices. This is a rapper name. It's a He-Man character, or it's both.
What?
Or it's both.
Okay.
All right. The first one is Double Trouble. Rapper, He-Man, or both, or Masters of the Universe, I should say.
All right, so Kat, I think it's definitely a rapper for sure. But now the twist, it could be both. What do you think?
I have no idea, not being, well versed in the He-Man universe. But from some of the names I did hear, it's a distinct possibility.
All right, we're going to try. I think probably only rapper, but let's go for both. I'm going to trust Kat's gut here.
That's right, it's both.
We did it, Kat. You were right.
Go good.
All right, I got one other for you.
One more. Lay it on me.
Rapper, Masters of the Universe character, or both. And then these are 80s rappers, by the way, or 80s hip-hop people.
Yeah.
Spinnerella.
Oh.
Well, we know that's Salt and Pepper's DJ. So that's
right. She's the DJ.
What, did you say Spinderella or did you say Spinnerella?
Spinnerella.
Just clarify.
I said Spinnerella.
Spinnerella.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
This could be a tricky
I think he's messing with us.
I think you're right, John. I think you're right.
I think it's a Motu character. What do you think?
Exactly. I'm with you.
That's right.
There we go.
Yeah, you caught it.
You almost got us.
Yeah.
You almost got us.
Yeah.
And you did kind of mumble your way through it, hoping we would just assume. And we didn't want to call you out for a mispronunciation, but then we realized you're tricky.
That's true. That's true. Right.
There's no D in there.
Hold on.
Yeah, so we're paused here now is on Idris Elba as Man at Arms. He doesn't have his helmet on right now. So, and Ted in the comments says, that mustache. Yeah, I know. That's one thing that Man at Arms was known for, right? That stash, that 70s stash. With regard to character names, Karen says Ram Man was the one that always made me laugh. Now I just realized I should have said porn name.
Oh,
Mochi character or both.
Yes. Double Trouble could also
be
there.
Or all three.
And Spinnerella. Oh, dear.
I got to go run these by Kat. Anything porn related, I got to go to Kat. I keep forgetting about that.
Clear with the front office.
Yes, or the back office.
Whoa.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So the sword in the store, in the toy store, the collectible store, when you said you think it might be the real sword, I thought, well, but it looks so shiny compared to what it looked like when it was sitting in the castle. It was glass looking, right? It's transparent.
Okay.
So I thought, well, that can't be the real one. But here we see him wielding the sword on presumably Eternia, and it looks like the one in the store again. It looks like metal. So you could be right, John. Now, okay.
Whoa.
There's a lot of characters going by quickly. But we just saw.
Also, we're on Earth now.
Yeah.
We're not on Eternia
right?
anymore.
That's what I was going to say. So we saw Beast Man. Again, it looks like a fairly cartoon accurate Beast Man.
Here's the thing. I'm going to stop you there because I don't know the other characters.
Okay.
But I want to guess their names based on their appearance, knowing how uncreative they are.
Okay.
So I saw this guy with all these spikes sticking out of him.
Yep.
Spikor?
That's right.
Is it really?
That's exactly right.
Oh my God.
That is Spikor. Yeah.
Oh. No, you're really?
Yes, 100%.
Are you kidding me?
I'm believing him too.
They had like 100 characters. They couldn't spend a lot of time. And for kids, I guess it was right,
Fisto.
It's easy to remember the guy with the giant fist, Fisto. The guy who rams things with his head, Ram Man.
Even with that, they got confused because I found an edit problem in the second episode because Merman shows up.
Oh, yeah.
But Tila says, I love him. I love his voice, physical appearance. He's amazing. Yeah. But Tila says, Beast Man. And I was like, wait, what?
The toy merman have he could squirt water and he had a suction cup mouth. Or maybe, I remember one or the other. Definitely a suction cup mouth, yeah?
I think he definitely squirt water. I don't know about
was that what it was?
Suction mouth.
Maybe there's another one. Maybe Suckor was the one I'm thinking of.
Yes, Suckor, yes! And Squirtor! Yes. Oh, yeah, and Karen's right. To clarify, Double Trouble and Spinnerella are from She-Ra, or from the She-Ra stories. That's right. You got another one, Kat? You want to guess a name?
You've damaged her calm.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, as Kat pointed out, look, we see Beastman briefly, and he is on top of a contemporary police car, and they cut to, again, this could be trickery, but it looks like he is on Earth. Now, whether he's looking for Adam or this happens after and Adam's got to go back to Earth, we don't know. But
or is there a time bubble or something that a part of the Earth got teleported to Eternia? Who knows, right?
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
Right. Oh, Karen knows her He-Man stuff. She says Leech from the Horde has the suction cup mouth.
The suction cup mouth.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay. Go, Karen.
Leech, a.k.a. Suckor.
Yes.
Suckor. Leech is a little more creative.
All right, let's take a look. Okay, we saw a real brief shot there of Eva Lynn, Allison Brie. Who again looks fantastic. Oh yes, that Battle Cat looks really good too there.
But none of his gear, none of his.
Oh yeah, you're right.
His gear,
right.
Not his.
His crazy helmet.
I don't want to say the saddle, but he has a whole a bridle and a crowny looking thing, right?
No,
and he just looked like a big green cat.
Yeah. And you're right. He has the
I'm not going to tell him, but.
Hey, where's your saddle? Oh, so now I see that was Skeletor's ship that Man-at-Arms is leaping at with.
Leaping toward.
Ah.
Here he goes. It's coming.
I have the power!
Now,
so much to talk about there.
First of all, it's really cool seeing him wield the sword. It looks like the cartoon animation, again, in a way that's, like you said, John, it doesn't go too far.
Yeah.
But I wish they didn't show it already. I don't even want to see him as He-Man. This is just a teaser trailer.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not teased.
Well, that's why I was surprised when, this is a teaser? This feels like a trailer. This is a full-on trailer.
We were chatting before the show, yesterday before the show, and we're talking about, and you said, but before I saw the trailer, you're like, I'm bummed that they showed He-Man in it. And my reaction was, how can you show a He-Man trailer without showing He-Man? But then I watched it and I got the same feeling you did. Like, if there's more coming, there was a great trailer already. Stop when the lightning comes down from the sky and go, He-Man coming whatever day, right? You could stop right there and you have further whetted my appetite for
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Right. I think it's because you're on your edge of your seat. They call it edging. So you could edge me. I'd be on the edge of my seat, being edged.
Will has been sucked in and
edged.
Yes, that's right, John. Dang, you guys are good.
What's that one look like? What's his special power? He's a goonie, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that's right. He's really attractive in the front. He's one of the ones that you could spin it and then it's like horrifying in the back. Looks like your grandmother in the back.
From behind, you look like the queen.
Yeah, playing baseball for some reason. I don't know, whatever it takes. All those things. Yeah, so let's see. There's a little bit left here. Oh. So that's the snake for, what's it? Snake Mountain. Snake Mountain. That sounds right. Snake Mountain, which is the headquarters of Skeletor. Who are now cutting to, again, this is a fairly cartoon accurate Skeletor. We've got a ripped Skeletor, which, He-Man is ripped, but we've got that blue-bodied, chisel chest, six-pack bearing Skeletor with his ram staff there, ram-headed staff.
I always thought Skeletor was really weird because only his head is a skeleton. And I'm like, lift your cloak. I want to see the transition from meat to no meat. Like where on your neck?
Yeah.
Does it get thinner and thinner? So like flaps of skin, or is it like a clean cut off, or what's the transition between jacked and piranha cleaned? Like there's here we are again, disguising Jared Leto's lack of acting ability by putting, you don't even see him. It doesn't need to be him at all.
Could be anybody.
Yeah. I don't know why they give him role. We talked about this with Ares. Yeah.
So it's not his body. It's not his face.
Yeah.
It's just his voice. He's just voicing a cartoon at this point. So you could have had any voice actor. You don't need screen presence.
Imagine you had Alan Oppenheimer do it. He's still alive and kicking. I think he could still do it. Just like how we had Peter Cullen do, Optimus in the films.
Right.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
You couldn't have anybody else do that and have the buy-in you did from Gen X.
So there's no Orko.
Not yet. Maybe.
Oh, all right. I hope so. I like it.
Yeah. He's an orc. He's Orko, just like Stinko and all this. He's from Middle Earth.
That's right. It's Stinkor, actually. Stinkor. So sorry. Stinkor.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
I got you.
Now, Stinkor, by the way, was a figure you could get, as you know, that had the patchouli oil baked into the plastic.
Oh, I know. I do know. I knew I wasn't making that up.
But I wanted to point out, he's never in any of the cartoons.
Oh, really? Is he just a figure?
Toy. He was just a toy, yeah.
Nobody wanted to work with him.
The union.
Yeah.
That we're not working with Stinkor.
You're not going to shower? We talked about this, Gerald.
I noticed during that battle segment, right after he turns into He-Man, I'm like, yet another carryover from the cartoon world. He does a double spin, step in, swinging the sword, and it does not cleave this dork in half. It just knocks him back. I'm like, how blunt is your sword? Because in He-Man, notoriously, no one ever got hurt. They got knocked on their butt, or they fell into some weeds, or they splashed in the water.
Yeah.
But nobody got punched or shot or killed or slashed or bled or anything. So
that's a good point.
Looks like that's happening here, because that guy would have been sliced in that moment when he spun around and slashed him.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. And in fact, as you point out, because it was a kid's cartoon and they wanted to make sure they didn't start getting a bunch of letters, people complaining about violence. Because at this time, there was a lot of back and forth between parents' organizations and programming for kids in connection with what they were showing. Also, the advertising, as we know about. We could talk about that more. But you're right. He-Man never wields his sword in the cartoon against anybody. He uses it to hack through trees and stuff like that, but he does not wield it as a weapon.
I did not happen to notice that in my watch. I'll have to pay better attention.
Well, that's the thing, Kat. It's you just think it happened in your mind. You're like, badass probably. Dude, sword, he's slashing dudes. Just in your mind, you know?
Yeah, good point.
They just didn't. Yeah.
Look, I'm still into it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Even though I had no attachment to He-Man whatsoever prior to at all. But now I want to see this movie.
So can we follow the lineage? So it was a brand created to sell toys.
Yeah.
And then a cartoon made to represent the toys as an ad to advertise to these Gen X nerds. And now we have a movie about the commercial for the toys.
Yeah.
Also marketed to Gen X dorks like us again. And no doubt to sell us more toys.
We are such suckers.
That's right. You're right, Kat. That's it.
Oh, look, it's Gullibor.
Yeah, that's right. Another one.
I want to see what Gullibor looks like.
He's always like, whatever.
Yeah, that's where the hands up.
He just has a thumbs up. He's always approving. Like, I believe
it. Yeah. Let's see. What are the points? Yeah. So look. So yeah, along those lines, John, there's this book. It's pretty cool. If you're a fan of He-Man, but if you're a fan of even this phenomenon of how toys have been marketed to us over the years, I could recommend this book to you called The He-Man Effect. It came out last year, I believe. The He-Man Effect: How American Toy Makers Sold You Your Childhood by Brian Box Brown. It actually is a nonfiction graphic novel. So even though it's 270 some odd pages, you'll tear right through it. But very efficiently, he tells the story of how propaganda, which he traces back to, the Greeks, the Romans, with Caesar having folks make up stories about how his battles went and then spreading them around.
Propaganda.
That's another one. God, I can't believe it. How long will I do
He
this?
just throws
bit?
leaflets everywhere.
Yes.
Read it.
The book is fascinating. And so many things I learned in there that I didn't know because and look, I guess folks might not all know, but by early 1980s, there were some limitations on how you could advertise to children. What I did learn, though, was they were self-imposed by the National Association of Broadcasters. That is, there wasn't a federal regulation that prohibited the amount of commercials you could have for kids. There was an organization of broadcasters that said, this is what it should be. And actually, at one point it was, and it depends on if the show was prime time. It depends if it was before prime time. Depends if it was on the weekends. Depends if it was for kids. Kids were the most vulnerable and for some reason had the least limits as far as this organization was concerned. Because these people fought to make sure that you could only have 3 minutes and a half hour of programming time. But at the same time, kids were getting 12 minutes in an hour-long show.
Huh.
I found a couple of interesting things that I don't know that I'm going to share just because we like these kinds of things. Is that this came to a head at one point in 1966 when ABC was just getting set to premiere its brand new show, Batman.
Oh.
And the show was doing so well, testing so well, that they said, you know what? I know that the NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters, says we should do 3 minutes of commercials per half hour. This show's hot. We're going to do 4 minutes.
Oh.
And shit hit the fan. People went crazy. Some affiliates were like, we're never going to show it then, unless you cut that down. Some were fine with it. Some other sponsors didn't like it. They're like, we're going to inundate people with commercials. It's going to work against us. ABC said, we're going to do this and we're going to expand it to other shows too. Ultimately, ABC backed down. They did keep the 4-minute commercials in Batman, but they didn't extend it to anybody else. Meanwhile, by the end of the 60s, like I said, kids are getting Saturday morning cartoons are now hot. We didn't have those in the 50s, but by the beginning of the 60s, we got them. And by the end, they're hot. And they're problematic because you have Bugs Bunny, in the show, and then it rolls right into Bugs Bunny selling you a cereal or something, and the kids can't even tell the difference. Adults couldn't tell the difference. But by 1969, Mattel had a half-hour show called Hot Wheels, which was an animated program featuring the cars. The competitors of Mattel said, wait a second. The commercials are supposed to be 3 minutes, not 30 minutes. And so the FCC said, all right, fine. Affiliates, you have to log this as 30 minutes worth of advertising. And they weren't, when they did all the math, they couldn't do that across all their programs. So that got canceled. Oops. Of course, for a brief period of time, these folks are shooting themselves in the foot now because none of the other people could do that either. Instead of saying like, that's a brilliant idea. So by the 1980s, as John was alluding to, even though parents groups had pressured some of these companies to self-impose some limits on how much they'd advertise to kids, by the 1980s, Ronald Reagan came in, and his guy who was in charge of the FTC, I believe, had sued. They sued the NAB. The Department of Justice sued the NAB, saying that this practice of trying to limit how many commercials could be shown in a half hour was a way of you jacking up prices for each commercial you did sell. The idea being it's just only a finite number, so each is more valuable. And they won. And so the NAB canceled saying how many commercials you could show per half hour or whatever. And the guardrails were off. So yeah, you get a He-Man and then everything that followed since. What's interesting is this guy talks about, I recommend this book. He starts off with propaganda and talking about how there's this guy named Edward Bernays who figures out, he's part of this committee during World War I that the president, I think it's Wilson, puts in place. It's essentially a propaganda committee for the U.S. government. How do we make the war sound good and us sound great and all this kind of stuff? He realizes the way, and it turns out he's a nephew of Sigmund Freud, but he realizes the way to get to people is to connect the message to something that they'll feel emotional about. And this is something that brands start running with too. And the book cites one of the earliest one is Disney, realizing that kids are, emotional. Their memories are formed in connection with emotions. And if we can have that tied to this emotional experience that's part of their building of their identity associated with our brand, we've got a customer for life. And so as he points out, when the parks start opening, when movies start coming out, adults are saying, hey, I want to take you to this because it's part of their identity, not their kids. Same thing for He-Man and this film and collectibles and all these markets that are geared towards our generation, leveraging our nostalgia because we were infiltrated at an early age in these things that became part of who we are.
You should have seen my husband drag our 3-year-old son onto the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And he was scarred.
I wish I had seen it. Please. Yeah, today we've got like something, I saw a statistic, like 16 to 18 minutes per hour of television.
Wow.
I guess if you're paying for streaming and paying for no ads, you could cut that down. But if you're not, you're being forced to see a lot of ads.
Oh yeah.
But I recommend that book. Hey, before we go, there's a couple of interesting things. Look, we don't know which part of the canon, the various canons for He-Man, this movie's going to rely on, if any at all. We referred to some of the connections to the earlier commercials, earlier works, but even the 87 film, but they could do whatever they want. In fact, He-Man's been visited a number of times since the 1980s. So 1983-84 is when we had 2 seasons. And back then, a season was 65 episodes. They nearly had a new episode every school day.
Wow.
During the television.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I thought, there's only 2 seasons.
You got 130 episodes,
through this.
Kat.
Oh, man.
In 85, we got the He-Man and She-Ra Secret of the Sword movie. We had a Christmas special that year. In 87, we got the Masters of the Universe film, which I don't, most people don't regard as good. Some people have some warm feelings about it.
The Christmas movie was the introduction of Centaur.
That's right!
Ho, 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 ho. I'll get you, Skeletor.
Yes. In 1990, we got the New Adventures of He-Man, which I think what happened was they thought they could leverage the nostalgia, like we're talking about, but I think there wasn't enough time for that effect to come into place. The reminiscence bump that we talked about many episodes ago, which is this idea that when you're past 40, your memories that occurred to you in your teen years, which are like formative and sharp and clear, become even more clear to you. And you have a better recollection for those than you do for something that happened more recently. But that doesn't happen to your older. And I think they failed by having this thing come out just not even a decade after the first one. So it tanked. We had a new He-Man in the Masters of the Universe in 2002. More recently on Netflix, we had the Masters of the Universe Revelation and Revolution. My buddy Yuri did the voice of Prince Adam and He-Man. And then we had another CGI. The other one was more traditional animation. We had a CGI one in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe in 2021. And now we've got this. So look, there's a lot to draw on, but here's a couple of interesting things that may or may not be canon. I don't know. We talked about Prince Adam's mother being from Earth. Let's see. Oh, wait, let me see if there's any comments. I don't want to get too far away from
There are some comments. Yep.
Karen said she only saw He-Man. That's another one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Totally different guy.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Merman. Seaman.
Yeah. Oh, the way Kat says it, it's better. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
oh, dear.
Kat, you got it right, Kat. I think I said it wrong. Guess who I am? I'm not.
Stop. Oh, my God.
This is a call. Remember when John was like, let me take a sip of something, I want to do a bit. And we were like, okay. And he could barely hold it in his mouth.
Here we go.
Karen said she only got to see He-Man during the summer because we were on the school bus when it was on. Later, She-Ra started. I would see the last 5 minutes. So you got to see the moral tale at the end, how they wrap it up.
Oh, yes.
The worst part.
Yeah. The worst part.
Worst.
I I don't want to
You're
learn.
right, Cringer. It's important to be friendly with your friends and be nice to everyone in town and don't hit anybody with this sword. Aw. And then Orko goes, oh my goodness, and he does something stupid. Yeah. That's how it ends. You can stop watching now, Kat. That's how they all.
Yeah, they're all like
I'm
that.
good. I've got them all.
Yeah, that was another effort to stay off the radar of parents groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brandon says, I wonder which movie Skeletor will be better. Which movie Skeletor will be better? Frank Langella.
This one looks better. This one looks better.
Yeah. Frank Langella was the only good thing from the 80s film. Yeah, I agree. He reportedly did that job only because it was his kids, I think, that were real big, or his kids or grandkids that were huge He-Man fans. And he's like, this will be a way to, they don't know what I do otherwise. This will be a way to, get their love. And he took it very seriously. Yeah. But look, Dolph Lundgren said they were going to make a sequel at some point. He said, I don't want any part of it. That movie was terrible. But Frank Langella was up for it. He really enjoyed working on that film. Yeah. Aaron says, I just wonder if they're going to leave the door open for She-Ra Adora if it's successful. Yeah. And you know what? That would be fine. I just hope they don't try to like retcon her in there. It's like Teela is also She-Ra.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Teela's got her own story. That be the thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, She-Ra, right, is He-Man's twin sister. So his mom would know about her. Brandon says, I wonder if Skeletor would sound like the 1930s film gangster, like the cartoon. Yeah, see? Yeah.
Well, if what I heard of the trailer, didn't find it here, but it didn't sound like he was all, none of that was in there.
Yeah.
But that could be early scratch track. That isn't necessarily the ending track either. So,
yeah.
And then would Leto be doing that, or would that be an effect, or like, oh my goodness.
So sick of that dude. Anyway, here's a couple of interesting things I found though, across the different, incarnations of He-Man here. It has a connection to DC Comics. One that's a little more surprising than you might think, if you know at all how like John was alluding to, He-Man was born. So look, between 81 and 86, Marvel published a total of 49 mini comics, right? And they were included in the Masters of the Universe toys. And they weren't necessarily related to the character that you bought, but they told a story of some of the characters, and that was, became part of the lore. The continuity of those comics was independent from the animated series. So they didn't always support one another. And because the comic books were created before the animated series was completed. So there you go. Okay. But to do that, as you certainly, John knows, they got like legit comic book writers and artists to do it. It was really great. And they were actually following a model that was started by Hasbro with G.I. Joe. I
think I learned the most of that stuff I feel like there was a He-Man episode in the Toys That Made Us Netflix series.
Yep.
It was if it's not that one, another one of those types of, history of toys shows. And they walk you through and you meet some of the people and some of the early designs and stuff and how it was exactly what you hear. It's like literally, how good of a cartoon will this toy make to sell the toy I'm making? Yeah. That was really the design. Yeah.
Yeah. So Marvel did the mini comics, but DC and Marvel both had some licensing rights to create comics. In 1982, DC published 5 comics that followed the exploits of He-Man on Eternia. The first, which was called DC Comics Presents, it was issue number 47, sees a portal open that brings Superman to Eternia, where he is enchanted by Skeletor's magic, because that's one of Superman's vulnerability, is he's vulnerable to magic. And he's forced to defeat He-Man. The whole bit in He-Man lore is Skeletor wants to be in charge. To be in charge, you have to be able to get into Castle Grayskull. That's where that's the seat of power, like literal power. But he can't get in. So he's trying to, he leverages Superman to try to have Superman help him get into Castle.
And isn't there like the 2 swords put together make a key, or is that just the toy? Was that also in the mythos of the cartoon?
Yep. I think it was the sorceress that separated them into 2 pieces to make it extra safe. But yeah, and you need both. By the way, I immediately was like, I want to read this. I want to own this Superman comic. That's a crossover. I love this idea. This is fantastic. I found a graded copy that I believe was a reprint. It was graded at 9.8. It cost me $1,600 if I bought it.
Oh,
the reprint.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, the originals were were closer to 4,000.
Oh,
What else? Oh, okay. Oh yeah. There's an interesting bit about He-Man's uncle that you may not be aware of. In 1987, the 6th wave of mini comics included one called The Search for Keldor. In it, we follow He-Man's father, King Randor, as he sets out on an annual quest to find the fate of his long-lost brother, Keldor, who vanished many years ago as he set out to master magic. Once a year, the sorceress has there's like a small window of time, I think an hour, where she has the ability to open a portal to this other dimension that will show the king what happened to his brother. Skeletor, though, is hell-bent on keeping this from happening and is able to at least stall them long enough that this window is no longer available by the time they defeat Skeletor. Skeletor is worried that if Randor learns the truth, it would defeat Skeletor. So he's at least put off for another year. Now, had the toy line not been canceled shortly after this, we would have gotten a follow-up comic that told the rest of that tale. So we didn't get it. But thankfully, in 2002, the cartoon that I referenced earlier finishes it. In it, we learn that Keldor tried to take the throne from Randor and turned to dark magic to seize it. In a battle, he throws acid on his brother's face, but Randor deflects it back on him, leaving Keldor's skull visible.
Figured that's where it was going.
Clean. What did you say, John? Clean as a piranha clean?
Yeah, something like that.
just hold him by the ankles and dip him in the piranha tank.
It melted away just mock turtleneck length. Perfect line.
Cowl neck.
So Skeletor is He-Man's uncle, at least in that.
I have a
his
Skeletor cowl on.
Yes, a magic scarf that stops acid.
Yes.
Now, along those lines, you remember...
and prevents death by loss of head flesh.
That's the only thing it does. They just stab him in the chest. Gotta think ahead, buddy.
That's a different scarf.
If you were full body scarf. Look, we just had a picture of Skeletor. You can imagine what he looks like. It turns out that he's just as nude as He-Man, which means that his skin is, in fact, that odd blue color. Also, according to the 2002 cartoon and the classic tour line, Keldor is somehow a Gar, which is a race of blue-skinned ancient creatures that assassinated the original King Grayskull, who's an ancestor of Randor and He-Man.
Whoa.
It's unknown, however, how he and his brother Randor are, somehow that they're both not Gars or both not.
How are you related? Right? But
it did reminds me of the story of Thor and Loki. How his father was forced to take Loki in as a son, and Loki turned out to be a frost giant. It was a race of blue creatures. And they both want the throne. Anyway, there you go. That's that. All right. What else? Anything else? No. I'll put a link to that book in the show notes. I think it's pretty cool.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Hey, let's see. Any final notes? Karen agrees. No, Tila and She-Ra would have to be separate people. I know, but they do that dumb shit in Hollywood all the time. I don't think we were as focused on continuity and canon back then. Back then, we were just excited to see new stories about the characters. Agreed. We didn't notice that stuff.
Probably.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And Brandon says, I'm willing to bet they have a She-Ra Easter egg in the ending credits because there will be a sequel.
Yeah.
And Eric says, sorry, I'm late. East Coast.
Actually, Eric should have been here. He's an expert on He-Man and Grayskull and all those things. He has all the toys.
It's true.
Well,
Eric.
Wait till he goes back and listens to all the new characters we created in canon.
That's right.
Yes.
Maybe he can
spoilers.
tell us. Yes, no spoilers. Eric, can you tell us the name of what did you want to know? The name of Skeletor's ship or something, Will?
It was the grabby things. It was
the
like
grabby things.
The Captor or the Grabor? I don't know. Right? He had a little ship with interchangeable arms. All right, we'll give Eric a chance to think about that. While I say, hey, that's the show.
And this show was brought to you thanks in part to our early adopters, like Karen Fleeger, who contributed so much tonight.
Yeah, another
and
expert.
Rick Parker.
Karen also knows her He-Man stuff, yeah.
He is on it. Oh, yeah. And thank you especially to our Secret of Our Success level Patreon supporters, Marcus Taylor, Matt Marino, Vincent Ferrari, John Henderson, and Brandon Greer.
Special themed applause.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to it. I wonder, This theme was not in the trailer. They got to put the theme in. Look, make it orchestral. Really deck it out. By the way, this theme was written by Shuki Levy, who was part of Saban. Saban. I don't know how to say it. He was one half of the duo who created that. I think the other guy was Haim Saban or Saban. And together they had this animation company, and he wrote the songs. So he wrote. Oh. He wrote this. He wrote the X-Men theme that's very well loved. He wrote Inspector Gadget.
Cool.
Real Ghostbusters theme. He wrote a ton of themes from cartoons that you love.
They're catchy.
And this is another great one. He-Man. I love that part. All right, hey, we have the power. We'll share it with you next time on 1980s Now.
Until next time.
That's really good, John. I can attest. I just heard it an hour ago. That was great.